Growing up, I never really had access to home gaming consoles. My brother's 5 years older than I am, and while my parents tried their best to make it our gaming system, it would inevitably end up in his room. I didn't have a traditional console of my own until the Wii was out for a few years due to how hard it was to find one. I had plenty of handheld systems, and I'd never changed my strange gaming upbringing for anything, but it's left me in an interesting spot where I've missed out on a lot of fan-favorite and classic games. Introducing No-Stalgia. Each episode of Nostalgia, I'm going to try to play through a game that came out from the 1990s to early 2000s and see if they hold up. Typically, these will be games that I've never played before, but we might slip in some surprises from my childhood. Each game will be judged on a few different categories. Gameplay, I'll be talking about what I enjoyed, what I didn't enjoy, and what unique aspects the game had for it and what kind of impact it left on me. Music, as that can make or break a game. How much childlike wonder I got from playing the game. The most important part to me is being able to get absorbed into the game and really enjoy the world that you get transported to. So many games of this era have interesting maps and worlds to explore. And finally, price per hours of enjoyment. While this may not be important to some, the price point for games is really important and can be a deal breaker. And finally, I'll put my verdict out on the game. Without further ado, let's get into 2001's Pikmin for the GameCube. The game starts with a meteor hitting the SS Dolphin, causing it to crash land and break apart on a strange planet. During the fall, 30 parts fell off of the ship. Olimar deduces that he has only 30 days worth of oxygen as his planet is slightly toxic to him, and has to restore the ship in order to get back home. At his crash site, he finds a little ship that he calls an onion and meets some of the local vegetation that he named Pikmin. I guess the Pikmin were willing to follow his orders as he helps them prey on larger, stronger creatures, and the Pikmin can reproduce by breaking down other plants and animals. As you go through the 5 different zones trying to find your parts, you'll encounter red Pikmin, who are immune to fire and deal a little bit more damage, yellow Pikmin, who can carry bomb rocks and be thrown a little higher in the air, and blue Pikmin, who can swim through water without drowning. Can you collect all 30 of your ship's parts, or will Olimar meet their end on this strange planet? The gameplay for this game is simple but effective. You give command to your Pikmin, and they follow. Well, there are 2 main ways to give commands to your Pikmin. You can either throw them, which will make them interact with the closest object within the range, or you can use the L button to move them to an objective to interact with. And that's it. Most of the dangers in this game come from either the monsters that live on the planet, water, or gigantic fire vents that just blast fire from the ground. The most difficult thing is recalling your Pikmin in time. They aren't the smartest creatures and will fall into water when trying to take back items to your ship. I ended up losing 40 yellow Pikmin in one day because water is brutal and I didn't realize they'd jump into the water with the part I asked them to grab. The game also has a simple yet fun amount of puzzle solving. Usually it's using the right Pikmin for the right job. Something's a little bit too high? Get the yellow Pikmin. Fire in your way? That's what the red Pikmin are for. Anything involving water? Blue Pikmin have your back. There was one puzzle that made you use all 3 different colored Pikmin, which was very satisfying. The enemies are also very interesting. Most of the normal enemies you can beat just by launching every Pikmin within reach at them, and it feels like after every 7 days the monsters will respawn. You can plan routes for when you get to do maps, and clear out tons of enemies in order to have a trash collector's day where you can just grab as many parts for your ship as possible. In addition to the standard enemies, there are a few special enemies. The bread bug is a normal enemy that doesn't get hurt, but also won't eat your Pikmin. It will, however, steal any bodies on the ground and bring it to its lair. You can either throw a Pikmin at its head, but it has a bunch of invincibility frames after you hit it, and tries to run away from you. The best way I found to take him down is to have your Pikmin wrestle the item away from him and drag him all the way to the onion, where he will be pulled up into the onion, and, wow, nature takes its course. Most of the mini-bosses also require some bit of strategy, but I don't want to spoil any of that for anyone. Each stage has a great job of increasing the complexity. 4 out of 5 stages have a mini-boss that is either guarding or swallowed a part. By the time you get to the last stage, you have to use your blue Pikmin to build 2 bridges, then throw yellow Pikmin to safety around to get some bomb rocks, throw red Pikmin to go down a fire path so that way they can move a box. After that, you have to break down a wall. Can you fight the boss? It takes about half a day just to get to the final boss, which, honestly, I'm okay with. As an introduction to real-time strategy games, I don't know if there's an easier game to show someone genre. The game is very forgiving on mechanics and easy to rebuild your Pikmin army if you need to. The music on each stage is very unique and gives each map its own feel. The music's very soft, while it has a lot of loud twanging to make the bass themes more interesting. I admittedly am very bad at paying attention to the music when playing video games. My brain's usually just so focused that I have to go back and listen to the music. There are 5 main tracks for each of the stages and then supplemental songs that get played, with my favorite one being the absolute banger that is the End of Day theme. I don't know what it is. That song is just amazing, and it's very great until you get to the point where you realize you left a Pikmin or 2 behind, and you get to watch them die as you fly away. This game might be the most fun I've had with a new IP in like 10 years. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but just something clicked in my brain. The fighting is a ton of fun even though it's super simple. Beating an enemy to grow more Pikmins just feels like a little serotonin boost straight to the brain. The first few times I lost a Pikmin, I actually felt guilty. I raised these kiddos and they died because of my negligence. Well, ignoring the fact that I sent like 50 yellow Pikmin to the slaughter to get a ship part that was above water, but you know what? No one's perfect. The environments are both fantastical and familiar, because they just look like micro versions of the outdoors with common items like cardboard boxes and dirt mounds. It really feels like playing in a sandbox where someone randomly threw items onto the map. As of recording this game, there are 3 ways to play Pikmin 1 in the year 2023. You can play it on the GameCube, the Wii, or the Switch version. The GameCube version is selling for about $60 to $65 USD on eBay. The Wii version, which uses motion controls, is about $30 on eBay. And you can either buy this game on the Switch store by itself, or with Pikmin 2. The game by itself is $30, and for the 2-pack, it's $50. It took me about 6 hours and 15 minutes, or 375 minutes, to beat this game. I did miss a secret boss, where you have to get to the 4th zone by the 16th day, and I'd say that could add maybe another 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. With that in mind, if I were to play this game on the GameCube, that means it would cost $9.60 per hour. The Wii and the Switch standalone game would cost about $4.80 per hour. And finally, without knowing how long Pikmin 2 is, Pikmin 1 and the Duo pack would cost about $4 an hour. I think $9 an hour is a little too much for this game as it feels more of a proof of concept, but $5 an hour is a fantastic price point for this game. I bought my copy as the Duo pack with Pikmin 2, and I can't wait to get to the second game. Overall, Pikmin 1 has this irresistible charm to it. Everything is so tiny and cute. The story is dark, but it gets overshadowed by the bright colors and the cute music. Everything just marries into this beautiful little puzzle game where you get to grow the population of Pikmin, and they help Olimar get home. It's a symbiotic relationship between 2 characters and really makes me smile the whole way through. If you ever had even a fraction of interest in this game, I'd give it a shot. It's a ton of fun and very cute. That's all I have for this episode of No-Stalgia. I appreciate all of you for letting me ramble about a 12-year-old game that I never got to experience in my childhood. Anyways, I'll see you next time, still on the GameCube, but a few years later. Here's your hint.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
Let me know your guesses in the comment, and peace out.